Then we move on to phase 3, the termination of the fight. The termination of the fight involves headbutts, knees, and elbows. These are tools that take somebody out of commission. You do not apply a headbutt or a knee or an elbow to somebody who cuts you off in traffic. Once you've headbutted someone, they're out of commission for good. You've got to be careful with these techniques. Now we come to our final tactic, the termination of the fight. It's important to understand that in most scenarios, you never have to go this far. You do not have to drive your head into somebody's face or your knee into their groin. You can stop at phase 2. For that matter, we could stop at phase 1. 95 out of 100 people, after they get their eyes jabbed or their groin kicked from an interception or their hand busted or their shin busted from a destruction, they're going to quit. For the extra tough guy, we have phase 2. We go into the second tactic, the straight blast. This is going to take care of most people. For that very large, cantankerous human being bent on your destruction, you have to go to phase 3, our final tactic, the headbutts, knees, and elbows. These are not tools to play with. These are serious tools. You can do some very serious damage to someone. You don't apply tactic number 3 on someone who cut you off in traffic. You have to understand, headbutting somebody is a very serious thing, and they're going to cause some serious damage. So we start with phase 1, the entry or destruction. We go to phase 2, the straight blast. And if need be, we go to phase 3, headbutts, knees, and elbows. Now we're going to move along to the headbutts, knees, and elbows, and we're going to show you exactly how we train it. It's important to understand that Bruce's mentality in training is that everything has to be alive. You can't start off where the opponent locks a punch out, you do a block, and then you come in with some elbow attack. It's much more important that the opponent punches you with impunity, just flailing at you. And we're grabbing the neck and applying our elbows, knees, and headbutts. The first tool I'm going to give you is going to be the elbow, and we're going to start at the reference point. The reference point being the back of the neck. The back of the neck is where we do all of our finishing blows. This is where we end the fight. If we do not have the opponent's back of the neck and we throw the elbow, we could elbow the person back out into kicking range and have to go through the whole procedure again. So everything that we do, the headbutt, the knee, the elbow, we've always got the back of the neck, and we apply our move from there. You're going to notice that Tom has boxing gloves on. Again, this is because he's trying to hit me. And my object is to be moving Tom around so he has no base. For an opponent to hurt you, they have to have a base. They have to have some kind of balance. And when the opponent's flopping around, being jerked from position to position, they have no way to hurt you. On the other hand, us from the inside, we're thumbing the eyes, headbutting the face, kneeing the groin, elbowing the face. Okay, Tom? Now I'm going to start right from here. All Tom's going to do is take wide blows, aiming for my head, and as he shoots a few shots in, this is where I find the timing. Now we're going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to have Jack's back, the back of Jack's neck. I'll be moving him around, keeping him off balance, and you'll see me insert the knee at the appropriate time. Now, as you see, I'm keeping Jack off balance. At that particular moment, you saw Jack's head in my chest. This was very conducive to knees. Once you start kneeing somebody, then they buckle here, the head comes off the chest, and that's the perfect time for the headbutt, which is what we're about to do. Now our final blow is the headbutt. The headbutt is possibly the most lethal thing you can do to somebody. When you headbutt somebody, again, you're pulling their face into the top of your head. The headbutt and the knee are sort of brother and sister techniques. When you knee somebody, they usually pike here, and that leaves the face open. Or when you headbutt somebody, they usually grab the head, leaving the groin open. So you're going to see Jack throwing punches at me. When I see the head just slightly come off of my chest, boom, that's when I put in the headbutt. If the helmet were not there, the thumbs would be coming up, raking the eyes about every 2 seconds. Okay, Jack. Now we're going to put them all together. The knees, the elbows, and the headbutts. Again, it's very important to understand when one line of attack is closed, the others are open. If the headbutt line is closed, the knee will usually be open. If the knee line is closed, the headbutt or the elbow will be open. It's impossible to be in trapping range and have all three lines of attack closed. So you watch me go from headbutt to knee to elbow. While I'm doing all this, Jack's only defense is to wail at me, off balance, hoping he can land something at my head. Even if it does touch the face, it's not going to knock you out. Jack. Now, as you see, when we apply the combinations of headbutts, knees, and elbows, this keeps Jack off balance. It's very important to understand what preceded these elbows, knees, and headbutts, and that was the straight blast. And it's also very important to understand what preceded the straight blast, and that was a destruction or an interception. So if you can picture going from a destruction to a blast and then immediately to phase 3, the opponent never has time to breathe. We've talked a lot about headbutting faces, gouging eyes, and kneeing groins. But the art does have a spiritual side. You just have to know where to look. We first start out on a physical plane. The physical plane is that you learn the techniques of the art. You learn how to enter. You learn what the forward pressure is. You learn how to follow up with headbutts, knees, and elbows. The second phase from that is the mental phase. The mental phase, the mental dimension, requires that you have a self-discipline, and you develop this self-discipline through training over and over and over again for months, for years. When you get this self-discipline, this mental self-discipline, this will then segue us up to the emotional phase. The emotional phase is the ability to keep a cool, calm head under pressure. This is one of the most important elements in a street fight. When you've got a 6'5" guy on top of you pounding your face, and you have to time those pounds and oopa and flip him just at the last second because you have a cool head and to escape safely. Well, if you can picture that scenario, anything else in life is pretty much a piece of cake. Nothing's going to really rattle you. So we're used to dealing with the worst case scenario from an emotional point of view. Once you've got that down, then we move to the spiritual side. For me, the spiritual side is giving back. I was blessed with an enormous amount of wealth of information. I've taken this floodlight and condensed it into a laser beam. And with this information, I give it back. This is how I get my fulfillment. If I were to win the lotto tomorrow, I wouldn't change anything that I do with my life.
Thanks for watching our video lessons here at TRS Direct. Hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to our channel here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon and we'll send you a notification when there's a new lesson available. Thanks again for watching.